Well, we are back in the Yahoo Esports studio for our second segment here, talking to Dyrus about sort of retirement, life after play, and more. So you have retired just, it's almost been about a year. We're coming up on Worlds. Worlds are your last hurrah. Love to sort of talk to you about what the past year has been like for you. Is there anything that has really surprised you going into retirement, something that you did not expect?
Well, I kind of expected it, but I wasn't really prepared for it. So when I was playing under TSM, rent was taken care of, all the bills, where we'll live. Like, I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. The only thing I had to worry about is focusing on my play and how I can make the team better. But once I was off the team, I started to think about, I need a somewhat place to stay. I need good internet. I need a good, decent schedule and way of life. And I didn't really think about what I was going to do. I was just going to stream, try my best to stay relevant, and, just try to make the fans that watch me happy.
And now this is kind of a funny situation because you, I know, moved basically from living with your family in Hawaii straight to living in the TSM house. And then even when you were on Epic Gamer, and then you lived in the TSM house indefinitely. Do you think that for many pro players like yourself that sort of are in that situation, there needs to be some sort of structure or help, because then you kind of enter this real life scenario, like you said, where you have to deal with all this stuff?
It took a little while, but I learned as we went, as long as I paid the bills and I realized more of the things in a household and more in terms of taxes. It was stressful, but I learned as I went, and I think I'm fine now.
Maybe you don't want to share any with us, but are there any funny incidences or any interesting stories for you sort of emerging back into the real world and having to deal with bills and talking to people and getting a lease and an apartment and all that stuff?
I mean, the most common thing was my internet always sucked. And when my internet's down, I can't function as a person. And I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to call people a lot and, text people a lot. But nowadays, I just do everything on the internet.
Yeah. And so just that lack of internet has been hard for you. The other thing that's interesting is that pro players never have any free time. And so they don't get to socialize or hang out with many friends or go out and do anything. Do you find that you do any of that now that you have a bunch of free time? Do you go out and hang out with people?
So as I moved on from pro player to regular human being, streamer, YouTuber, I still spent most of my time playing League of Legends, 10 hours a day for the next 3 months, and it finally slowed down to 8 hours or 6 hours, and I just to the point where I don't even want to play that much anymore. And as for going out and hanging out with friends, it's nice once in a while, but I've never been the kind of person where I just always go out, go and socialize, drink, do all that stuff. When I was younger, I went out with my friends once in a while, and then I spent most of my time at home playing video games. But the difference now is I still don't have a lot of time now, because as a streamer and YouTuber, you can always work. You can always turn on the stream, make content. You can always think about things to upload to your YouTube channel. You can always think about things to post to your social media to make your fans happy. It isn't necessarily that much less busy. You just get to control how busy you are. So once I got to this point, I'm just kind of in the middle of trying to be strict with myself. Otherwise, I just probably sleep and play all day.
For you, you were this League of Legends. I know you said you don't want to call yourself a celebrity, but you were this League of Legends personality. And I know that when a lot of people leave League of Legends, they start to sort of branch out and try other games or sort of become more of a YouTuber. For you, sort of what's been your goal? Are you trying to stay within the League community, or are you trying to sort of expand and become one of those more general gaming personalities?
At first, I was trying to stay within the League community, but as time went on, I kind of found myself to lose interest. Although I've been a big part of the whole League competitive scene, growing it and just being a whole part of it. As time went on, now that I'm not in it, the only team I really cheer for is probably TSM and maybe IMT because of my former teammates. But after that, I don't really care too much about the other teams other than the memes and specific players, because, I only see them in solo queue once in a while, and You can only enjoy League of Legends for so long. I've been playing it for like 6 years, and I wanted to play other games. So when Overwatch came out, it's like, wow, I love this game. It's really fun. I'm pretty decent at it, even though I'm not that good at first-person shooters. And some of my fan base followed me. So what I want to do now is, become a personality.
It's a general gaming personality,
Yeah.
sort of expand past that league boundary.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck as a league person, because I don't know, one day like people are going to move on to the next game whenever that may come. Like usually when time goes on, games are supposed to get better and more interesting and you have more fun. But after League came out in the past 6 or 7 years, it hasn't really been that many that have been like better games. It just feels like companies and people are just monetizing on games and trying to make as much money as possible instead of actually making the best game possible. So I'm just waiting along for the next developer or someone to like just blow all of these other games out of the water, because all the ideas are out there. It's just having the money to do it, I guess.
There are so many instances, I think, where, and there's a couple exceptions to this, PewDiePie being one of them, but a pro player or a league personality sort of stops doing whatever they were doing before, whether it's playing or something along those lines. And then you kind of see their stream numbers just slowly drip down over time and slowly fade away.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of gives me this feeling that like you almost want to exit on a high note and sort of try to carry that torch as long as you can. For you, what are you trying to do to sort of stave off like the stream numbers going down and your personality kind of falling away?
Yeah, that's a really important question that I ask myself almost every other week. And I'm really, really scared of falling off, so I try to do everything I can to like stay relevant. I think a part of that is not only having a schedule, but catering to what the viewers want and what you think that would be fun. For example, Cutie, he pretty much streams every day at a specific time to catch the European viewers, and he's still pretty good at the game. He just entertains his fans.
Yeah.
I don't know any other way to explain it. He doesn't branch off to other games. He's just a really funny guy, and I think people finally realized how funny he is, because he wasn't as popular as he is now when he was playing, because you could only do so much when your team doesn't win that much.
Yeah.
But now that he's off on his own, like people realize that he's actually a super funny guy. And now they realize that for who he is, and because he streamed so much and put all that time in, like, he's been rewarded by his own, performance in streaming. For me, myself, like, it was super high when I retired, but I couldn't carry it on because I wasn't that caliber of a streamer. I couldn't keep people entertained. And on top of that, I was also moving, so the consistency wasn't there. But what I've learned is that what people care about is consistency and show that you care about them a lot. And so I try to stay relevant. I try not to do dumb things like swear too much or get into like the dangerous parts of the internet in terms of like drama. And I still kind of stay around everything. I talk to a lot of people and try to, make my fans happy. Other ways of staying relevant is just me showing up on the analyst desk because they see my face once in a while. They're like, hey, I remember that guy. He used to play a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember that guy. He gave first blood in every one of my games. He ruined my fantasy draft. And like, just small things make my viewers happy. But the most important thing, once again, is being consistent.
Yeah.
Uploading a video every 2 or 3 days or every day, and streaming when you say you're going to stream.
Yeah. So finally, what do you think the future holds for you as a streamer, and for even beyond just being a streamer? What do you hope to do in the next year or so? What are sort of the big plans for you?
I still plan to do the same thing as I always been. I plan to move out of California because taxes hurt a lot.
Yeah. Especially as a streamer.
Yeah. As a streamer, I didn't know what I was in for. But as I started streaming more, I can tell you that I've gotten a manager. I have good relationships with Riot, TSM, maybe Blizzard soon. It's just working with relationships and just becoming a business. So when I move away, I'm going to start a LLC, or is it LCC?
LLC, yeah.
LLC. And I'm just learning about being an adult.
Yeah. And on that note, we're going to be talking to Dyrus in just a moment about what's going on in the esports industry, sort of his takes on these different things here at Yahoo Esports.